What would you do if one night the stars simply vanished from the sky? No explanation, no warning, just endless darkness creeping across the world. But what if that darkness wasn't empty? What if it was watching? Immediately, I felt the cold grip of fear. Imagine stepping outside, looking up and seeing nothing. Just a vast, empty sky, no stars, no moon, nothing but darkness. But it gets worse. Strange things begin to happen. People start hearing whispers in the shadows, seeing figures that couldn't possibly be real. And then, time itself starts to bend. This is the story of the night the stars disappeared, the night when the world began to unravel. I'm going to tell you what happened, but I was hoping you could stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal is unlike anything you've ever heard. What started as a missing piece of the sky became something far more terrifying, and it all began with just one night. It all started with something simple. One night, the stars just vanished. No meteor shower, no eclipse, just an empty sky, darker than anyone had ever seen. At first, I didn't panic. No one did. We figured there had to be some scientific explanation. But as days passed and the stars stayed gone, things started to change. At first, it was subtle. People joked about the missing stars, but underneath, there was unease. Sleep became more arduous, and nightmares seemed to infect everyone around me. It wasn't just bad dreams, though. People started talking about hearing whispers in the dark, low, distant voices, like something was watching them from the void. Then it happened to me. I was walking outside trying to clear my head. The darkness felt heavy, oppressive, as though it had weight. I swear I saw something, a shadow move where there shouldn't have been one. When I turned, there was nothing, but I knew I wasn't alone. As the nights dragged on, the darkness felt alive. It wasn't just a lack of light anymore. It was like it was closing in, suffocating. And then, people in the town started talking. Things were moving on their own, footsteps echoing in the streets, shadows that didn't belong to anything. Whatever this was, it wasn't normal. I couldn't tell day from night anymore. I'd wake up at random hours with no idea how much time had passed. Clocks stopped working, freezing for hours at a time, then speeding ahead. Conversations felt off, like time wasn't flowing right. Something was happening. Time itself was twisting, slipping out of control. One night I saw them, figures standing in the street, dark and still, like they were waiting for something. I grabbed a flashlight, but when I shined it on them, they just dissolved into the darkness, leaving nothing behind. Whatever was happening, it wasn't just in my head anymore. I couldn't handle it anymore. The whispers, the feeling of being watched, it was all too much. Every time I went outside, I could feel them, see them out of the corner of my eye. People I knew, my neighbors, started vanishing. No one else seemed to notice, but I did, and I knew it wasn't a coincidence. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I'd hear it, my name, whispered from the shadows. One night I ventured out again, desperate to figure out what was happening. The darkness felt heavier than ever. And then I saw it, looming just out of sight, something massive, something consuming the stars themselves. Time felt broken. One moment I was at home, the next in some empty part of town, like the darkness was moving me. The figures became clearer, people I once knew, staring at me with empty, unblinking eyes. The dark wasn't just surrounding us, it was eating away at the world, bit by bit. Then it hit me. The stars had never been just stars, they were a barrier. They were keeping something out, and now that they were gone, the darkness could take over. And it was hungry. I tried to escape, but no matter where I went, the darkness was there, pulling me back in. I knew it was over when I saw the figures again, but this time, they weren't distant shadows. They were all around me. The whispers in the dark weren't just voices. They were from something that had taken the stars and now wanted more. I couldn't stop it. I was just another victim of the endless night. The story ends with the realization that the darkness wasn't just a loss of light. It was the end of everything. As I looked into the void, I knew there was nothing left. The world had been consumed and I was next. I finally understood. The stars weren't coming back. They had been taken, swallowed by something far more powerful than we could ever comprehend. The darkness wasn't just creeping across the sky. It was taking the world piece by piece. And the whispers, they weren't warnings. They were promises. Promises of what was to come. As the darkness closed in around me, I heard one final whisper, closer than ever before. You were never alone. In the end, the stars didn't disappear. They were taken. And now there's nothing left to stop the darkness. Is the darkness still coming for the rest of the world? Could it already be happening in our own reality?